Chapter 12. The Subconscious Mind. The Connecting Link. The 11th Step to Riches, the Subconscious Mind. Your subconscious mind is a powerful field of awareness. Every single thought that reaches your conscious mind through your 5 senses is sorted, stored, and filed there, just like documents being placed into a filing cabinet. These impressions can later be recalled, shaped, or withdrawn at will. The subconscious does not judge or filter. It receives and stores impressions of every kind, positive or negative. The good news is, you can deliberately plant any desire, plan, or purpose into it, and, over time, it will work to transform that idea into a physical or financial reality. The subconscious responds most strongly to your dominant desires, especially when they are combined with deep emotion, such as faith, passion, or enthusiasm. Think back to the earlier chapter on desire, remember the 6 steps outlined there, and the instructions on creating and carrying out definite plans. If you connect those principles with the power of the subconscious, you'll understand why this step is so crucial. The subconscious never sleeps. Your subconscious is at work every moment of the day and night. Through processes we don't fully understand, it taps into the forces of infinite intelligence, the universal source of power, and uses that connection to bring your desires into physical form. It always works through the most practical and available channels. You cannot completely control your subconscious, but you can deliberately hand over any plan or desire for it to process. This is where autosuggestion comes in. By repeatedly giving your subconscious positive, clear instructions, you influence what it works on. There's strong evidence to suggest that the subconscious is the link between your personal, limited mind and infinite intelligence. It serves as the bridge that allows you to draw on universal power at will. It's the only channel through which your mental impulses can be transformed into their spiritual equivalent. And it is the only medium through which prayer is carried to the source that can answer it. The creative potential of the subconscious mind is immense, so vast it inspires awe. Every time I approach the subject, I'm reminded of how little we humans truly know about it. Just the fact that it connects our conscious thoughts to infinite intelligence is enough to stop one in their tracks. Once you accept that the subconscious is real and you grasp its ability to transform your desires into reality, whether financial or otherwise, you'll see why it's so important to make your desires specific, write them down, and pursue them persistently. The 13 principles in this book are tools to help you access and direct your subconscious. Don't get discouraged if you can't master this right away. Like faith, this skill grows with practice and habit. Be patient. Be persistent. Feeding the subconscious. Much of what was said about faith and autosuggestion applies here as well. Your subconscious functions whether you give it direction or not. If you don't feed it positive, intentional thoughts, it will still act on whatever thoughts dominate your mind, even if those are negative ones. Fear, poverty, worry, and doubt are just as effective in influencing the subconscious as desire and faith, except they work against you. Your job is to consciously shut off the flow of negative impulses and replace them with constructive ones. When you learn to do this, you gain the key to the subconscious. You'll also have control over the door to it, allowing only desirable thoughts to pass through. Remember, every human creation begins as a thought. Nothing is made in reality that is not first conceived in the mind. The imagination gives form to thoughts, assembling them into plans. When those plans are mixed with emotion and belief, and handed over to the subconscious, they begin to take shape in the physical world. This is why the voluntary use of the subconscious requires the coordination of all the principles: desire, faith, imagination, planning, persistence, and more. Thoughts are things. Poet Ella Wheeler Wilcox understood this truth when she wrote, "You never can tell what a thought will do in bringing you hate or love. For thoughts are things, and their airy wings are swifter than carrier doves. They follow the law of the universe. Each thing creates its kind, and they speed o'er the track to bring you back whatever went out from your mind." She recognized that every thought not only influences others, but also takes root in your subconscious, where it becomes a pattern or blueprint for reality. Thoughts are indeed things, because every material achievement begins as thought energy. The subconscious is far more responsive to thoughts mixed with emotion than to those based only on logic. In fact, many believe that only emotionalized thoughts have real influence on it. Since emotion rules most people far more strongly than reason does, It makes sense that the subconscious is moved most by feelings. For this reason, it's essential to understand the emotions, both positive and negative, that can direct your subconscious. The 7 major positive emotions: desire, faith, love, sex, creative energy, enthusiasm, romance, hope. There are other positive emotions, but these are the most powerful and commonly used in creative work. The key is to practice them, because only through use can you master them. Once you've made these emotions a habit, others will follow easily. Remember, this book is designed to help you develop a money consciousness, and that requires filling your mind with positive emotions, not negative ones. The 7 major negative emotions to avoid: fear, jealousy, hatred, revenge, greed, superstition, anger. Positive and negative emotions cannot dominate the mind at the same time. One will always take charge. Your responsibility is to ensure that positive emotions lead, and the law of habit will help. By practicing positive emotions repeatedly, you'll make them so dominant that negative ones will have no space to enter. Keep in mind that even a single negative thought in your conscious mind can block the help of your subconscious. Prayer and infinite intelligence. If you've observed people, you've probably noticed that most turn to prayer only after everything else has failed. Often, they pray using empty rituals, or with their minds filled with fear and doubt. The subconscious then transmits those same fearful emotions to infinite intelligence, and those are what the universe responds to. Prayer does sometimes bring results, but think back to any time you received what you prayed for. If you examine your state of mind in that moment, you'll likely realize you were filled with faith, not doubt. That's why the prayer was answered. In the future, schools will one day teach the science of prayer. When humanity is ready, prayer will no longer be approached through fear or superstition. People will understand that true prayer is communication with infinite intelligence, carried out in faith and confidence. Not long ago, people feared lightning as the wrath of God. Now, through faith and science, we've harnessed it as electricity to power the world. Similarly, people once thought the space between planets was a void. Today, we know it is full of energy, vibration, and life, and that this same energy connects every human mind and perhaps also connects us with infinite intelligence. There are no toll gates between your mind and infinite intelligence. Communication costs nothing except patience, faith, persistence, understanding, and a sincere desire to connect. But you must make the connection yourself. No one else can do it for you. Paid prayers and rituals are worthless. Infinite intelligence does not respond to proxies. Repetition of words from a prayer book has no power on its own. Thoughts must be transformed emotionally by your subconscious before infinite intelligence will respond. The process is much like radio. A human voice is picked up, its vibrations stepped up into frequencies the ear cannot detect, transmitted through the ether, and then stepped back down at the receiver to sound like a voice again. Your subconscious works in the same way. It transforms your thoughts into spiritual vibrations, sends them to infinite intelligence, and then translates the answer back into ideas, plans, or opportunities you can act on. This is why words alone never work. Only thoughts filled with belief and emotion have the power to travel that path. Final truth. Your prayers, your thoughts, and your desires must be backed by faith, not fear. Faith and fear cannot coexist in the same space. If fear dominates, faith disappears. If faith is present, fear is powerless.